Hey guys, this is Martin with Education 407, and today I'll be teaching you the basics of using Celtx. Celtx is a program that creates various professional templates. It's mainly used for film, but it has other uses too. I really like it because it's easy to use, and best of all, it's free. So first steps first, go to the website to download it. It is celtx.com. It'll look like this. So you agree with the home menu. You go over to pricing, and you'll see there are several different versions available. But of course, the free one really has everything you really need if you want to write a script. The paid versions can get pretty pricey, and they have stuff if you are actually in, production. That's very helpful. But if you're just writing a script, just go with a free one. The only catch is you have to sign up with Celtx. So once you're signed up, you'll be taken to the download link. And when you download it, it'll look a little something like this. So the next step is to select film, because that's the media we're doing. And familiarize yourself with the top right tab right here where it says scene heading. It has several different options. Scene heading, action, character, dialogue, parenthetical transition, and shot and text. The only ones you really have to worry about are scene, action, character, dialogue, parenthetical, and no, not transition, just parenthetical. Um, the next thing you need to know about the underline, the uppercase, and the dual dialogue buttons. Those are really the only ones you'll be using if you want your script to look professional. The rest of them, you don't really have a use for them in this program, unless you want to be special. So step 3 is our scene heading. When starting your scene heading, as you'll see on the actual thing, it's already on scene heading. It's a gray tab that you see right there, and that's the name for every new scene. You start by either putting INT period for internal or EXT period for external, all in caps, followed by the location, all in caps, and the time of day. It can be any time you come up with. It can be morning, evening, midday, whatever, so long as it specifies when it takes place. So for example, interior a hill would be a good idea. So as you can see, I went ahead and wrote it on Celtx. Now you're done with that. The next thing is to press enter. When you press enter, you will be at the action tab. It automatically does this for you. As you can see, I'm now at action. And action is where you get descriptive. You describe the location. For example, a hill is not very descriptive. You also describe vital props. For example, if I have, the characters Jack and Jill carrying a pail of water, I will write that in there. And describe the characters. First time especially, you want to know what they're wearing, what they look like, a little bit of, personality notes. Not much, but just enough for us to know what's going on. There's also a question of will you be too specific? Like, will you say, the bricks on the well are red or black, or there's a brown rope hanging down. In reality, you don't have to. That's the job of the designer. If you feel the need to for your own significant purpose, go ahead. But from what I've been taught is the simpler you can do, the better. So as you can see, I went ahead and wrote the action of the scene of what's going on. I talked about the location and the props and the action. So once we're done with the action, you press. So once we press enter again at the action sequence, we are greeted with action again. However, let's say we're done with that. We want to move on to the actual character dialogue. What you do, as you can see on the bottom right corner here, is for us to go to the character section, we press tab. That way we can write the line. So let's say the first line goes to Jack. And Jack, once we are finished with his name, we press enter again. And we are now in dialogue. It automatically does that. Anytime it's character, it goes to dialogue next. You will write out his line. Let's say he says, I love climbing this hill. And let's give a line for Jill. So all we have to do is go from dialogue and press enter, and we are back to another character. So we'll have Jill say, I love climbing this hill. When we press enter again, let's say we don't want any lines anymore. We want action again. We want to give a note of what's going on. We will press enter again, as it says here, or press tab to go back to action. And we'll write down an action note. Jack and Jill start to skip. So that's the essential of writing character dialogue. It's very simple, very easy to understand. And if you've noticed, the character names are all in caps. You can't change that. That's how it's written in professional movie scripts. As you can see in the action as well, it is all capitalized. The last step is adding personal touches to the script. As you can see, we also had options for dual dialogue, parentheticals, and underlining for emphasis. So for dual dialogue, it's that little button up here that says dual dialogue. Let's say we want Jack and Jill to say this at the same time. So we will press dual dialogue for Jack's character line and dual dialogue for Jill's character line. That way when it prints out, you'll see them side by side, as you see if you go to typeset/PDF. Their lines will be right next to each other. And that signifies that they will be saying this at the same time. The other thing we can add is parenthetical. It's a very easy way. After the character name, you press enter. However, you are back in dialogue, but you don't want dialogue, so you will press tab, as it instructs in the bottom right corner, and tab will take you to a parenthetical. A parenthetical tells an actor the way the line should be said. Let's say that Jack should be saying this sarcastically. That's all you have to put, and the actor knows that the line should be delivered sarcastically. And underlining for emphasis is used when you want a character to emphasize a certain word or a certain sentence more so than the rest. So let's say Jill really should have emphasis in the love. You will underline that, and that should be all. And you know that actress will know that that word should be emphasized. The last one I forgot to put it on my thing is the note on uppercase. And as you can see here on the instructions, the first time I said Jill, I did not capitalize it on purpose. So you can go back to uppercase. It's a very common mistake. I do it all the time. So you just go back up to uppercase and click on it, and the name should be capitalized for you. So those are the essentials of using Celtx. I hope you guys learned something from it and can use it in the future. All right, take care. See you soon.